and Frank. Welcome to Off the Cuff Podcast. We're going to be talking about, is it worth dating a entrepreneur? What do you guys think? Huh? It's not showing? What up, guys? Welcome back to Off the Cuff Podcast. We're here again with the boy, the legend, Justin Hebert. What up, guys? We're here with Frank trying to fix this audio issues. That sounds pretty good. What up, Frank? We're here again trying to fix this audio problems. Hopefully, we get it this time. Sounds kind of weird. Yeah. What up, guys? We're here back with Frank. What up, Frank? Welcome back to Off the Cuff Podcast. We're here again at the F5 studio. Thank you for letting us borrow it. Does it sound better? Let me check. From before, yes. What up, guys? Welcome back to Off the Cuff Podcast. It's a beautiful Monday morning. We're going to be talking about why we should not date entrepreneurs. Sounds pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, it sounds better. Oh, yeah. 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 What up, guys? Welcome back to Off the Cuff Podcast. We're here again with Frank and Sebastian. We are going to be talking about how to gain followers. It's good. Here, let me try Molly's, right? Let's low.
Yeah. Cancellation.
All right, let's see. Welcome back to Off the Cuff Podcast. We're here again with Sebastian and Frank. What up, guys? How's your morning going so far?
Which one? Which mic are you going for? Go ahead. You go is pop pop.
Pop, pop. Pow, pow. Pa 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 pa.
I don't know which one this is.
Pa 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 pa. Pa pa pa.
Is it on?
Yep. Can you see this one?
One thing the other guy mentioned is that we don't have separate like audio inputs. Like it should be like 5 separate things all going into one.
Into one.
Yeah. So maybe that has something to do with it.
So,
But he said every mic should have their own.
so does picking up the volume pick up for all of them? Because they're all plugged into one thing.
So he said it should be like one input for each one of them.
Yeah.
So
Like,
which
like
means-
my Zoom, it has its own volume.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shows that one. So they're all right. Yeah. So if you raise it up for one, you raise it up for all.
Go like this.
You're like, damn, don't break it, bro.
Yeah, try to do it harder.
It doesn't show, but it shows that one.
Harder. I have to do it harder.
Hello.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
that was good.
All right. Hello.
Yeah, that was good too.
All right. So here, let me do it. Here, let's see. All ready?
Yeah.
Hello. 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 Let's check this one. Hello. Oh, hello. True.
Maybe that was put in somehow. Jesus. Can we change the background?
Pa, 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 pa. Hello. Can you see me? Hello, 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 hello.
Hello, this is Frank.
Yes, hi, Frank. This is Dr. Talbot.
Sure. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for calling me. So if you want me to, I can tell you about the conference first, or you can tell me about your company first, whatever you prefer.
Frankly, I prefer if you tell me a little bit about yours, because we are contacted often by this type of events, and I really want to see whether we are a fit of the stuff.
Yeah, so we've done about 8 virtual conferences. We're going to be doing our first in-person conference in Newport Beach this May. But our virtual conferences were pretty successful. We had Johnson & Johnson there, Microsoft, Oracle, W.L. Gore, PricewaterhouseCoopers. Some big companies, executives were at our conference, and we also facilitated about $83 million in raised capital for the companies that we've helped through the conference. That's in about a year and a half with about 140 companies, 143 more to be more exact. And so that's kind of the results we've attained, and we're going to be doing. Everybody's been motivating us to do an in-person conference, so we're going to be doing an in-person conference this May 16th and May 17th in Newport Beach. It's kind of, if you have any questions regarding kind of our successes, it's healthcare focused, only healthcare focused, so digital health, biotech, and medical device. That's the sectors we serve, and we're going to continue trying to attain higher levels of success.
So, I mean, the investors that are present there are those VCs, actual investors.
Yeah.
What kind of investors do you have there present?
Sure, yeah. So I would say about 60% are VCs, 60%. I would say about 30% are angel investors and family offices, and then 10% are private equity.
I see. And why do you think, I mean, how many years were you doing that activity?
It's only been about a year. I've been an entrepreneur for, the last, 8 years, but I've only been in this space for about a year and a half, but we've attained tremendous amount of success in that short period of time compared to our predecessors and people who have gone before us.
Why do you think that is?
We're really good at marketing. We're really good at getting to people that other people have a hard time getting to. So I think that's our biggest strength. That's why we're able to get to some of these companies, executives in the companies. We've been able to get funds for these companies, the venture capitalists. So I think that's our biggest key. And I think, believe it or not, it's LinkedIn and social media that's helped us. And a lot of people ignore social media. We don't. And because of that, I think we've been able to succeed at a higher level. And such
So,
yeah.
Now, my question would be is that how do you finance yourself? I mean, how do you make it worthwhile for yourself? Is that you have fees that the conference
Yes.
or
So the conferences, and this is for we also have free conferences if you're like in a seed stage, and maybe you're lacking in money or you have no investors. So we have those conferences too. But what we do is we do a $4,000 fee to be in person, and then there's a 2% fee from whatever's raised that goes into marketing and branding. It's not a success fee. It's just marketing and branding that we charge to do that service. And then we can also help you do capital raise, and some of the money you raise through the conference can go towards helping you raise more money if you need it. Especially in biotech, I'm sure you need a lot of capital to facilitate your ambitions.
yeah, but so what you do is you bring the people together, and it seems to do something else also, get involved in other things. So
Yeah.
Is that mentorship or what do you do?
No. It's a little bit of investment banking and a little bit of marketing as well. So we help raise capital as a service, and then we also do social media to help garner a brand, a following to get more potential clientele or more investors. Depends on what your goal is, but we help with that long term.
So many people say, that if you are an attractive company, the VCs will find you don't need marketing, you don't need marketing.
Depends. I mean, if the VC, if you're not out there like actually telling people about your company, there's definitely going to be a lot of opportunity missed. So there is truth to that. Like, when you're an attractive company, it's going to be less difficult to find the right investors, because investors are looking for companies like that are very attractive. However, you're definitely missing out on a lot of opportunity if you're not putting yourself out there and letting people know more about you. So yes, I would say it's important to go to conferences to put your name out there and to be seen. With regards to how attractive your company is, that makes a difference when it comes to them actually investing, the actual investment that it takes. So we have had companies in the past when we first started that got a lot of attention, but nobody really invested in their companies, because when you look behind under the hood, you see a lot of things that are inconsistent. You see a lot of things that don't make sense and things like that. So that's why the investment's not made. Now, that's a mistake on our part. We had somebody that came into our conference that really didn't. There's a lot of issues behind under the hood. So yes, if you have an attractive company, if you have the revenue, it's going to be easier. But even in that case, because we've had a lot of attractive companies present at our conference, you still need to put your name out there.
So the last event that occurred, that was 1 year ago.
No, that was in last. Let's see, July. It was in July.
in July, and that was virtual.
This was a virtual conference just due to the pandemic. And yeah, but now we're gonna do an in-person conference.
I see. So, you said that this conference necessitates that any participant will be paying $4,000 access to. Access to that, you have also the 2%. Is that correct?
Yes, that goes as a service fee. So it's not a success fee, it's a service fee of what it is raised. So if you raise $1 million, it's 2% of $1 million, which is 20,000.
I see. And how many companies were you able to actually raise money for? You mentioned to me some numbers.
Sure, about $83 million, 143 companies in total. So that was, I would say, around 12% of companies were able to raise money. But that's based on us constantly following up with them and asking them how much they raised. But about 12% of companies have raised capital.
And during the conference, you expected to be presenting, or are you expected just to be meeting?
Presenting and meeting people both. Yes.
So how many presenters this in person?
Sure. So there'll be about 40 presenters and about 120 to 130 investors.
Okay. And those presenters, that you have a limited amount of people for the presentation, like only 40 are available.
Yes, only 40 are available. Yes, and we should fill those slots out probably by February or March.
Okay. You close that window by February. Did you say?
No, we don't close the window, but we should have all the presenter slots filled by February and March. It's possible that we don't have the window closed because we still have slots, but usually we early on where we get presenters to register, and we also have sponsors that we have to share this information with, like who's attending the event, so they know.
Yeah.
So that's why we have to get them registered early. So First Republic Bank is sponsoring us. CRO is sponsoring us as well. They're called MICRA. So we have two major sponsors that need this information, and the sooner we get registrants, that we have to do that because that helps our sponsors.
Okay.
Yep.
All right then. Can you send me some material?
Sure.
To the email?
Sure.
I should look more into it. We actually are hesitant, to go into fee of no registration requiring presentation for lecturers. We were discouraged to do so in general. So, and we tried that once. It did not succeed. It was Los Angeles, and we were not able to obtain any contacts. So that was quite discouraging. So I wonder whether you can make the case for an exception with the material and the information.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I've thought about tremendously over time. It's like I eventually want to have a model where we don't charge the companies, and that's when we get enough sponsors. I think eventually we'll have that type of model, but right now, we just can't afford doing that at the moment, just because the conference itself costs about $150,000, about 100, give or take. So it's like, how are we going to pay for that? There's different ways that we can pay for that. We can pay through it for sponsors, but even with our sponsors now, they're probably going to pay us probably around $60,000 to $100,000, and that still puts us about $50,000 to $60,000 in the negative. So it's like, how do we make this happen? I would love to have a different model where we don't have to charge companies, especially biotech, because biotech, you guys don't have the revenue yet. And it's a long-term play, so I feel you on that, and it's difficult, it's more difficult. That's why it's a little easier for like post-revenue companies that are doing like 1 to 5 million in revenue to fork up, to pay the fee. So I hear you with regards to, that type of thing, but maybe it may be more beneficial for you to just to be an attendee as opposed to paying the fee. You can get more of a feel for it, and then over time you can think about investing, as a presenter. But it's definitely tough for biotech companies. This is a conversation I have quite frequently with biotech companies.
Would recommend also to look into this aspect of things, the CR, the PCs and the investors, they get counted with so many offers and so many,
Of course.
like bigs and so many companies.
Yes.
So they would ask themselves, why should I attend that conference? And your answer should be, should not be, they paid $4,000. Your answer, should be, we vetted this companies, and we think they would be interested for this 1, 2, 3, 4 reason or something like that.
Of course, yeah, and I agree with that 100%. It's not a guarantee that just because we're talking on the conversation that you're going to be presenting, but I totally agree with you. But I will say that one of the number one things that investors say about our conference is they love the curation of the companies. We have really great companies. We have companies that the biotech, digital health, medical device spaces, all of which we've had biotech companies that are doing revenue. We've had medical device companies that are doing 3 million in revenue per year. We've had the highest company we've had was like a company that was doing 30 million in revenue per year. Apica Med. They do like radiology, like AI imbued radiology. So that was so we haven't had really an issue with regards to companies. There's some companies that slip through that aren't as great. But you're right. 100% you're right. We want to stay away from accepting people just because they're willing to pay a fee. 100%.
Yeah. So my question would be, how did you pick us up?
So this was through Silvana. She mentioned that you were interested in coming to our conference on LinkedIn. I think we're promoting it on LinkedIn. And then she mentioned that you were a potentially good fit for our conference. And then I reached out via email, I believe. Yeah.
So there was no actual vetting prior to.
Not yet. I mean, there's just a preliminary, hey, this could be a great company to work with, but no vetting yet. This is a good point. We definitely do vetting, and we don't want companies that are not going to be a good fit for our conference. So that's kind of the process I want to go through now. Is I want to figure out a little bit about your company, a little bit about what you do, a little bit about your team, and go from there. But I think initially when we conversed, it was you asking me a question about what we do. I think from what I'm gathering from you, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you've had bad experiences in the past, and you're really trying to vet us too, as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you said that you were an entrepreneur in the past. What entrepreneurs were?
We were doing different things just in marketing and branding. And I think that's why we were able to succeed so quickly in this field. My background's in engineering in college, and then I wanted to be an entrepreneur. So I've always pursued that. But in general, I've been good at marketing, and a lot of people in this space are not good at marketing. But we're really good at it. Like we stand out from the crowd when it comes to marketing. So because of that, we were able to succeed so quickly compared to other companies.
Say marketing, is that marketing to your company or marketing to the companies that are part of registered companies?
Yeah, marketing to the companies as well as marketing to the investors. We have to get the right investors involved consistently. And it's important for us to keep a good reputation. So yes, there is vetting that goes along with who we talk to and who we have at the event. I'll send you a list of all the companies that are presented, and you'll see how good the companies are.
Now, when you are from originally,
My dad's Egyptian.
see, that so Aziz is yeah, it's not sure what's Lebanese or actually interesting.
Well, I also like regenerative medicine too. So I know that's like part of what you guys do. And
Yes.
obviously regenerative medicine, you were a doctor at one point. What type of doctor were you?
PhD, I also my work is on stem cells.
Yeah.
Been working on stem cells for a long time, even longer research, So this is, I mean, we have something quite unique and quite attractive, and it's probably gonna be, a good fit for many investors. However, it's gonna be a hard sell because of our past experience.
I get it.
Several years ago, I have to say, it's not a recent experience. So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
I get it.
yeah, I your email and see. In some cases, we did offer some kind of bonus or a reduction fee for certain conferences based on the fact that we have employees. It's practically a startup.
Sure.
So, but your business is a startup, so I don't know if you have such a consideration.
I mean, yeah, our business is definitely a startup. We've definitely been successful up until this point, working really hard. But yeah, you're right. It is I mean, we have like 16 employees here. So 100%, we're still a startup, and we're doing the best we can. But it's going to be very hard to reduce the price. And I'm giving the best price I possibly can because I mean, we're almost breaking even. Like, I hope to make some profit on the event itself, but really the ultimate goal is to gain service clients, service-based clients. The event itself is like, it's not very profitable. It's just, we use it to build credibility, and then with the credibility and the fundraising, then we gain clients on the back. But
Usually, I think something based on the percentage, right?
yeah,
They go to 80, something.
of course, yeah, and we weren't really doing that because it was illegal at one point. Now the laws have changed so that we can collect it. And so it was very murky. It was very uncertain. We were very uncertain about how to approach that, so we weren't charging fees on the back end. Yeah, which is very depressing.
It's actually
Yes, it's a new approach, and it's going to be very successful because we've helped raise money in the past. But we've done so much benefit to everyone that's been involved that a lot of companies and a lot of investors want to be involved with us. So we have a good backing. We have sponsors: First Republic Bank, Micra. These two sponsors want to back us. This says something. These are big companies that are saying we want to support you with dollars, to help you pay for the conference. So, says something. And then we've also had some big companies, Joanna Duran from Johnson Johnson, head of global medical affairs, was a judge at our conference. So, I don't think she would do that if she wasn't hearing good things.
So, do you think that the 2% fee would discourage?
No, because it's so difficult, it's so difficult to raise money. It's a very difficult process. And so, the only time I would see somebody not wanting to do a fee is if they're brand new to capital raising and they don't understand the hardship that people have to go through to get money. And they go, oh, I can do this myself. Eventually, like most people who are sophisticated and have been through this know that it's very difficult to do. And if we can help them facilitate that, they're willing to pay this 2%.
The 2% is tied to investment that is related.
Yes.
To that.
Yes,
But,
yeah,
It's
yes.
not like still have to pay 2%. But it should be.
No, just 2% once you raise money through the event, only through the event, from investors to the event. Sorry, bro, I'm almost finished.
Well, Frank, I think it took a lot of your time, but you can send me more information. Anyway, I wish you success.
Thank you.
You seem to be eager to help small companies, and I think this is something great that you got.
Of course, yeah, of course. I mean, personally, me, I don't really, it's not like something I really want to do long term is charging companies. I want to eventually have companies come for free, but we need to get to that place where we can actually afford that, and we can't afford it now.
Sure, I mean, we need a business model. I think we might be happy to support you. Even it would be beneficial support, right? Support, support you.
Of course.
But we need to make sure that we are also fit.
Of course. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you a list of everyone who's attended. You can look at all the investors, you can even reach out to them, you can ask questions to them. I'll send you that list and then we can go from there.
Excellent. Okay. Thank you.
Talk soon. Are you watching this stuff? Yeah. Oh, I think it's like the filters, taking the compressor. Yeah. Filters. Yeah.
Any mic?
Yeah.
Welcome back to Off the Cuff Podcast. We're here again. It's a Friday night.
Good, right?
Welcome back. It's a Friday night. We're here at the Phoenix 5. It sounds better. No, I mean, it sounds like before now. Like it's good.
Yeah.
Welcome back to F5 Podcast. We're here again with Frank.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Great. Who's the compressor? That's
So Sebastian has it like. So today we're going to be talking about money and investing.
good, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I just had to watch that video.
If he had it right here, how would that sound like? It's a little louder, yeah.
Okay. So what's that video? shit. That shit doesn't know me. Shit. He's like, why don't you just like click the button?
Oh man.
It's not even getting old. Thanks, bro. I really appreciate it.
Oh, so here, let's take pictures of this. Oh, but we still have to do it.
What?
No, so wait, do we have to do it on the F5 though?
I think